Last weekend, I designed a working app in one afternoon. Brief, user flows, wireframes, a clickable HTML prototype. Didn't open Figma once. I used Claude and 8 specific prompts in this exact order. Here they are. 8 phases. Brief, flow, wireframe, visual direction, UI copy, design system, prototype, critique. Each phase ends in a copy-pastable artifact, a markdown brief, a numbered flow, and a SCII sketch, a token list, a Tailwind config, an HTML prototype. You don't need Figma for the first 6. You need a text editor, Claude, and the discipline to finish one phase before you start the next. Theory only goes so far. Let me show you what these 8 prompts actually return. The app idea, a habit tracker for nurses. 12-hour shifts, mid-shift logging, streaks that survive a rotating schedule. Watch every phase produce real output. Phase 1, the product brief. Don't open a design tool yet. Open Claude. Paste this, I'm building an app that does X for users who Y. Write me a 1-page product brief covering target user, core job to be done, the 3 top user stories, and the one screen the product fails without. Claude will hand you a draft. Edit it. Push back. Make Claude defend each line. When you can't argue with the brief, you're ready to design. Not before. Phase 1 returned this. A 1-page brief in 3 minutes. Target user, 12-hour shift nurses. Core job, habits that survive the schedule, not the clock. A user story grounded in a specific moment, 30 seconds at the med cart. And one must-have screen, the shift-aware today screen. Notice what Claude didn't do, it didn't propose features. It defined the problem. Phase 2, user flows. Paste the brief back. Ask, turn each user story into a numbered screen-by-screen flow. For each step, list what the user sees, what they tap, and what changes. Now you have flows in plain text. Read them out loud. Every awkward sentence is a friction point in the real product. Fix the flow before you fix the pixels. A bad flow with beautiful pixels is still a bad product. Phase 3, wireframes in a SCII. Yes, really, ask Claude. For each screen in the flow, draw in a SCII wireframe. Show the layout, the navigation, the primary action, and the empty state. You'll get rough boxes and labels. It looks ugly. That's the point. Ugly wireframes force decisions about hierarchy and structure before you waste time on visual polish. When the SCII version makes sense, the Figma version writes itself. Phase 3 returned this SCII sketch of the today screen. Top row, shift status, hours remaining. Middle, 3 habits, each a single tap. Bottom, streak and weekly count. No icons, no colors. Just layout, hierarchy, primary action. From this sketch, you can answer the hard question, does the hierarchy work, before you spend a minute in Figma. Phase 4, visual direction. Ask Claude, propose a visual direction for this product. Give me a type scale, a 6-color palette with hex values, a spacing scale, and 3 layout principles. Justify each choice based on the audience and the brand. Now your visual decisions are explicit, not vibes. When someone asks why this typeface, you have an answer. When the team grows, the design system has a charter. Phase 5, UI copy. This is where Claude is strongest. Paste a screen. Ask, write every word on this screen. Headers, button labels, hints, errors, empty states, loading states, success toasts. Match the tone of the brief. Claude will surface states you forgot existed. What does the screen say when the list is empty? What if the network fails mid-action? Good UI copy is the difference between an app that feels considered and one that feels half-built. Phase 6. The design system. Convert the visual direction into tokens. Ask Claude, generate a Tailwind config plus a component naming convention plus a usage rule for each component. You'll get a tokens.js file, a naming spec, and a 1-line rule per component, when to use it, when not to. This is your design system in one prompt. It will survive contact with engineers because engineers wrote the format. Phase 7, working prototype. Switch to Claude Code. Run. Build a single-page HTML prototype implementing every screen in the flow using the Tailwind tokens from the design system. Make it clickable. In one prompt, you get a real, interactive prototype you can open in a browser, not a Figma mock. Real HTML. You can test the flow on your phone in 15 minutes. Phase 7 in Claude Code returned this. A single HTML file with Tailwind. The today screen, the habits list, the stats screen, all clickable. Color-coded shift status. Single-tap habit log, real form states. Open it in mobile Safari, and the flow is testable in 15 minutes. Real HTML beats a Figma click-through every time. Phase 8, the critique pass. paste a screenshot or the prototype's HTML. Ask, review this against Nielsen's 10 heuristics plus WCAGAA. List every violation with its severity, the rule it breaks, and the one-line fix. You now have a structured design review without scheduling a meeting. Run this once per major change. The first pass usually surfaces 10 issues. The second, 2. By the fourth, you're shipping. Phase 8 returned this. 9 issues, 3 of them high severity. Single-tap logging needs undo, nurses tap fast, and mistakes erode trust. The streak emoji has no text label, fails the accessibility check. Color-only shift status fails colorblind users, plus 6 medium and low fixes. Every issue names the rule it breaks and the one-line fix. A free design review at any hour. 3 mistakes that kill the workflow. 1. Skipping the brief. Without a brief, every later phase is guesswork. 2. Overprompting. Don't ask Claude to design the whole app in one prompt. The output is mush. 8. Focused prompts beat one giant one. 3. Skipping the critique. Claude will happily output mediocre work if you don't ask it to review itself. The critique pass is non-negotiable. 4 questions I get every time. 1. Does this work for SaaS dashboards? Yes. Swap the word screens for panels in every prompt. Phase 3 becomes panel sketches. Phase 7, a working dashboard prototype. 2. Why not just use V0 or Lovable? Use them for Phase 7 if you want a faster prototype. But the first 6 phases still matter. A pretty prototype of the wrong product is still the wrong product. 3. Claude Code or Cursor for Phase 7? Either works. Claude Code if you want one-shot HTML. Cursor if you want to keep iterating with hot reload. 4. What if Claude designs something ugly? It will, often. That's why Phase 8 exists. The critique pass is where ugly becomes acceptable. Don't ship without it. Your turn. Pick an app idea, could be a tool you wish existed, an internal tool at work, a side project you keep postponing. Run phases 1, 2, and 3 tonight. Brief, flow, wireframe should take you 45 minutes. Then comment what you built. I read everyone. See you in the comments. 8 phases. Brief, flow, wireframe, visual direction, copy, design system, prototype, critique. Each one ends in a real artifact you can ship. Every prompt I used is in the description, ready to copy. Save this video. The next time you start a product, run the 8 prompts top to bottom. You'll have a working prototype in an afternoon.